Hey everybody, Fishman here. Welcome to the video. This is Fisher Vlog number 84. And I'm starting off with a clip of the 7-foot tank today because unfortunately I have some sad news. While I was recovering from COVID over the Christmas break, apparently Ripley had passed away. Now, I thought initially, because I was only coming down for very short periods of time during the Christmas break and just to feed, and I wasn't really paying attention. I didn't see her, but it didn't actually register in my mind because, again, I was recovering and I was just doing whatever minimum needed to be done to keep everybody, well, as you can see, the tank is nice and healthy and happy, and unfortunately she is not among them. I was going to mention this last week, but I thought I'd give it another week just to be certain, but I've been spending an awful lot of time in the last, a little over a week actually, down here, and I haven't seen her at all. And again, unfortunately, that's one of the things about keeping fish that you have to be prepared for. Everything else is actually doing really quite well, though. I'm very happy with this. As you can see in the back on the left, there is an awful lot of bubbling happening. The water level is quite a bit higher in here now, and the humidity level is coming up. So that means we'll have a good test as the new leaves come in to see if they're going to end up with the black tips on them as it was before. So this will indicate whether it was, again, lacking humidity or, of course, too much light. So we'll see how that goes. I like the look of the tank now, though. It's looking a lot clearer with the sponge on there as well. I'm not sure if that sponge filter is going to stay in here long term, but, well, we'll see how all this goes first, and then we'll make decisions on that later on. This is... Actually, it really does look nice. I mean, I was going to say it's starting to look nice, but it's been looking nice now for the last little while. I do like the centerpiece a lot, and as you can see, when Java Fern is out of the water and it's has lots of humidity, as there is in this terrarium, or vivarium, it grows really, really well. I really do need to get more on there, and I'm going to get onto that. Hopefully, soon, as I've said it like so many times now. This is the indoor pond. I am thoroughly thrilled with it. It is doing really, really well. The terracotta little temporary, well, I put this in it together just as a test, and I really actually like that little filter. It looks nice. It suits this tank really well, and as you can see, all the plants are growing really well too. So I need to put more guppies in here because I've noticed a definite increase in the growth rate when they have all this space. So I'm definitely going to get more in here. I have so many guppies at the moment. Unfortunately, when you take a couple weeks to recover and stuff, you get so behind in things, and there's so much work to catch up on. I'm just showing you a quick clip of this because there's one other thing. You see the tall, clear cylinder there? I have decided to start to try and phase microworms out of my feeding regime. I'm actually going to be supplementing more with the vinegar eels, and also with, of course, the cyclopses and everything else as well. I have so many aquatic organisms to feed my fish that I think the microworms may fade out because, well, the smell. That's what it really comes down to. These guys are settling in really nicely. The male's in the background. You can just see him now on the top there. He's very happy because he has a harem, and he is definitely taking advantage of that. Hopefully there'll be a lot of eggs and fry with these guys soon. The other colony that I took these out of did so well, so I really do expect it to continue. I don't suspect any issues with it at all. Another unfortunate occurrence in the fish room this week involves this middle tank here. The plants in it are doing really well, and the fish are also doing quite well, but the tank itself has sprung a small leak. Not unexpected because it is over 20 years old, but unfortunately that means I need to take all those plants that are doing so well, especially the high humidity planter you see there. They have to be transplanted into one of the other aquariums, possibly here or one aquarium over, and I have to obviously drain the tank down and reseal it. So that'll be in a video coming up, but it bugs me when something is doing that well. And you can see here, this is a little bit of a leak. I am going to obviously put something to catch the drips in the interim. But again, like I said, it has to be drained, it has to be resealed, and it's just one of those things that happen. It's not a big job because it is all designed to be able to come apart. And one of the good things about it is the fish that are in this tank were scheduled to all be taken out and dropped off at clients this week coming up, as long as the weather holds. So at least I won't have to try and find room for all those fish in an aquarium here in the fish room. I know I have a few extra ones now, but I have plans for them, and this way at least I won't interfere with that going forward. Thank you everyone for leaving comments about this filter in Friday's video, and I'm going to act on one of them. And that is a comment I got from Fred. He suggested that if I drill really small holes, that will end up with a much finer mist array almost coming out of the filter instead of the big chunky bubbles. So I've taken a 3/32 of a drill bit. I have smaller ones. I can actually go down to a 1/16. But I didn't want to go too far down. My concern was if all that air that's going through this meets with too much of a restriction at the top here, that might end up with a bit of backup pressure, and that would interfere with water flowing through the filter. So I am going to do this for the moment. I'm going to try it out, see what it looks like, and definitely leave comments as to what your preferences are. And I want to let this run for probably quite a while. I might actually leave this stack on for a while and see how the mulm accumulates in the filter and how it interacts and everything. So we'll see how this goes forward. The other thing I've done that's different is I've added 2 inches to the length of this stack. So this is 2 inches longer, and again, to hopefully alleviate any possible lag and flow through this because of backup pressure. So I'm going to drill a whole pile of holes, and then I'm going to take the sponge array out of the aquarium, and I'm going to switch out the lift stacks. So here it is here, and it's actually looking and doing what I want it to do. And as you can see, there's a lot more tinier holes and a little bit longer. So it's a matter of taking this apart and putting it in with the new one, and I'm going to show you what it looks like. And I'm also going to give you a side-by-side, so you definitely have a good look at what the difference is. So I had to actually take this all out. Apparently that locking ring I put in is holding them together really well, which is good in a way. I'm not sure I'm going to leave it on there long term if I am going to, I want to be able to switch these out. So I'm not sure if it's going to be the best thing for that. But anyway, it is really good for just as a filter itself, not necessarily as a test filter for, like I said, removing and adding these arrays so that we can test how much they're required. So anyway, I'm going to stick this on here for the moment. It's very easy to do, and then we're going to put it all back together and put it back in the aquarium and give you a side-by-side on that. And while I'm putting this back together, I would like to address another comment I got from Colin. He has suggested that the outside box in this particular case isn't really necessary. You can eliminate it because these trays fit on top of each other so well. And you could definitely get rid of them. All you need to do is add some clips so that they would almost like nest together, a lot like the locking ring that I have here. And then you wouldn't need the outside box because it really doesn't do anything other than help hold these in place. So I'm going to fit this back together. And again, thank you very much for everyone for all your comments on the original build for this. And let's have a look at the bubbles that come out of this. As you can see, they are finer. I don't really notice any backup pressure, so I could probably go down to the 1/16th, and I will probably try and get around to doing that in the next little while. I don't notice any real change in flow, but I am going to let it go for a little while longer, just to be certain. And I'm going to give you guys side by side, and you can see the difference in the bubbles. These are finer, and as you can see here in a second, there doesn't seem to be much in the way of change in the turbulence. So again, just let me know. We'll see how it goes long term and see what you guys think of it. So these are the 2 aquariums, and one of the one I put in the epoxied wood and rock, and I want to pull them out now and see how they've done. This has been a week now they've been in the water, and see if there's any difference in the heat adhesion, because they were sticking really, really well when I had put them in here. And as you can see, for some reason, it just pops right off. Not the rock, though, so I suspect what has happened is the wood has gotten waterlogged and it has affected the actual material itself of the wood, so that the wood itself is a lot softer now. I'm going to go back, I think, to the original plan I had for doing these, which was to use something like acrylic to attach to the wood to the acrylic and then weld the acrylic onto the acrylic, and I think that will work best. So thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and bye for now.